Welcome back to this new inspirational video. Today I wanted to go over a quote by Charles F Haanel. Now I might mispronounce his last name, sorry about that if that annoys you, but it's kind of a unique one. But he said the following: all growth is from within. This is evident in all nature. Every plant, every animal, every human is a living testimony to this great law. And the error of the ages is in looking for strength or power from without. What a marvelous quote it is and what powerful ideas it contains. Let us go over it together and see if we can make use of it in our own lives. First, the statement that all growth is from within is easily understood if we remind ourselves that anything that is human-made, at least, originated from the imagination. The imagination exists within consciousness itself, therefore the growth and expansion of the human race truly does come from within. The trick is for us to individually learn to apply this power in our own lives, so we can no longer stay stuck with results we don't like. It is when people are skeptical and refuse this premise they end up going nowhere, for these teachings ask of us to trust them, even if it seems bizarre at first. The reason for it being bizarre for so many people is simply because they aren't used to looking at life from this angle, and as some people would even say, well, if this is true, then surely it would be all over the news. It would be important for humanity to know. Again, this is not the case. The news itself likes to mostly share negative things, to keep people in fear and chaos. But let's not go any further into that. It only takes a little bit of contemplation on your part to realize that it's true, all growth does come from within. And once you have that as a foundation, the question should become, where will I grow? What sort of growth will take place in my world? The direction in which you grow is dependent upon the vision you hold inside your mind. Do you understand this? Has it dawned upon you that the vision resides in this inner world from which you will grow into a better direction physically speaking, if that's what you want? Now Charles went on to say that all growth is from within, and this is evident in all nature. Every plant, animal and human is a living testimony to this great law. Of course, indeed, this makes a lot of sense. Physically speaking, things are always in a state of expansion and fuller expression, though there is a certain limit to how much we will grow, literally speaking. But this is where the real problem comes in. Most people don't take the time to learn how to grow their own minds, because as far as we know, there is no limit to how big conscious awareness can become. This is absolutely huge to consider. If you are facing difficulties in your life, understand that focusing on it is just one option of limitless choices you have. But if we boil it down to the most simple description, it comes down to good or bad. That's right, you can focus on the good or the bad in your life, and depending on which side you lean towards will determine whether you will grow or actually disintegrate. It sounds a little gruesome perhaps, but it's not. We are not talking about this literally when we talk about disintegration, but we are reminding you that thinking about the bad side of your life can't help you manifest good results. In fact, if we end up in a very bad mood, it might ruin our whole day, or perhaps it ruins even more than just our day. Businesses can collapse, relationships fall apart, money flies away from us, all because we are entertaining negative moods. As Charles said, the error of the ages is in looking for strength or power from without. Basically, we can take this statement and consider, have I been looking for strength in my circumstances, or have I been looking for strength inside my own subconscious mind? The latter will help you get the job done. Day by day in every way I'm getting better and better at what I'm doing. Say that to yourself, repeat it often, and feel the truth behind making such a statement. It will give you concrete evidence that your strength does come from within you, and not from anything physically speaking. Of course, it is important to treat your body in the right way so it won't slow down the power of your own consciousness. If we are sick or tired, it might be more tricky to unleash the real power of our minds, but that is about as far as it goes. Most of us are at least willing to keep that part in mind, so all we have to do is contemplate for ourselves how to develop more and more mental strength to get things done. What do you want to manifest? If you have a clear idea of what it is you want, all you have to remember is that the strength you require in order to make it happen comes from within. The guidance and inspiration comes from within. Your intuition will start going off like an alarm. You will sense where to go and what to do in order to further progress on the road towards its manifestation. This takes trust in yourself. Sadly, many people suffer because they don't trust in themselves enough. If only they could relearn how to believe in themselves. In most cases as children, we have more confidence than as adults. A child is more curious about life than an adult. A child is more daring than an adult. But then something happens. After making some errors as we grow up, we might be shamed for making them, and we start to feel bad about it, and before we know it, we don't really want to dare to do things for ourselves for fear of what other people might think of us. This is the trap most people have fallen into, and we have to set ourselves free from this no matter what. Confidence comes from within, that magnetic, powerful determination that shines through the eyes into the world. It pierces beyond the nonsense and chaos and sees how to get things done. This attitude you can develop for yourself. How, you may wonder? By simply asking yourself that question. How can I become more confident? How can I become more determined? How can I be a person of true purpose? Your subconscious mind will give you the answer. You will start to feel how to become more confident. That is your guidance. Again, it comes from within. One of the elements I've found that's very useful in order to develop confidence is to have absolute conviction in what you do and what you stand for. If you truly are full of conviction that you can make something happen, it must happen. Lack of this divine focus is beyond many of the issues we face. We don't have to lay stranded in the mud. We can open the eyes of imagination and spread the wings of desire and take off to a better destination. So let us go back to the premise of this whole video. All growth comes from within. Do you understand how to make yourself grow? You automatically grow by imagining a bigger, better life for yourself. However, that doesn't mean you'll get the results you seek. This is one side of the polarity. There's another part which is most important, which is to keep looking within yourself to find the strength to actually make it happen. What sort of strength are we talking about? Essentially, we need to have strong desire that drives us through thick and thin. This is the kind of strength we are looking to develop, for if we are possessed by that sort of energy, we will get up off the couch to actually make stuff happen. You started as a little baby and now you're an adult, or at least old enough to listen to this video, and it's time for us to become awakened citizens of the cosmos. Open your spiritual eyes and see the truth behind all physical results. They are nothing but a reflection of invisible concepts that are held within the mind of God. Certainly these are things we currently don't know about the universe. I don't have all the answers, but I do know you have a power within you that can set you free from bondage, and that is what I preach about every single day. You might have financial issues and think to yourself, money will solve this. You might have relationship issues and you think to yourself, if only they changed, or if only I had a partner. You might have health issues and you think, if only I was healthier. On and on it goes. I'm sure you can come up with examples of your own, but the point being is that this kind of focus makes us look for our strength in the world of physicality, but that is not the most important place to look in order to solve the problem. Financial issues can be overcome by growing a consciousness of wealth, for it will forever provide you new ideas on how to serve humanity. I know this from my own experience. At one point I felt stuck in my life, not knowing how I could earn money with what I love to do. I was so obsessed with the money side of things, I couldn't figure out how to manifest it. It was once I started contemplating for long enough that wealth is in ideas, I saw the enormous power behind becoming a creator. Someone that creates stuff that he can share with humanity. That is where an endless supply of money can come in as well. With relationship issues, it's not the other person that needs to change. That is looking outside for strength again. It is us ourselves that should change. Either we must learn to see the good in everyone more clearly, or we have to realize perhaps this person simply isn't right for us. Removing people from our lives we cannot always do with certain individuals, so we will still benefit the most by simply seeing more of the good in others by using our minds in that manner, since it always tends to draw out the best from others when you see the good in them, regardless of how they behave. What about health issues? Depending on the severity of it all, it can become a great detriment to our success. This we won't deny. But ultimately life doesn't end when your body stops functioning. And by understanding that, you will realize that if your body can't function properly any longer, then it's still useful to keep training your mind so that you can learn to enjoy things more spiritually. In the case of health issues that can be overcome, the solution is actually simple. Let the doctor worry over your physical health and not you yourself. It's their job to worry in a way over the well-being of their patients. but the patient doesn't have to ruin their own happiness of mind by indulging in the same kinds of worries over their health. The less you worry, the healthier you tend to be. Can you see a pattern here? It's all based on growing more powerful from within. We are learning to use our minds in a better and more powerful ways until it starts to alter time-space reality as we physically perceive it. Yes, that is why we sometimes say, his or her dream became a reality. We are admitting right here that it came from an invisible realm, but most people only keep it at a surface level and use it more as a fancy way to describe someone that became successful when everything seemed to be stacked against them. Ultimately, a saying like that should not be taken lightly. If someone else can make their dream come true, why not you? If you feel like you can't do it, odds are you haven't made your dream clear enough inside your mind, so it actually can provide a blueprint for your life. The more keenly I can observe what I want to manifest inside my imagination, the more clear becomes what needs to be done in order to make it happen. At least, that is what I have found in my own life and the goals I've set for myself. So let us end this video by repeating the wonderful words of Charles. All growth is from within. This is evident in all nature. Every plant, every animal, every human is a living testimony to this great law. And the error of the ages is in looking for strength or power from without. Now, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing to receive inspirational videos on a regular basis. And with that being said, dear viewer, never forget that we are the dreamers.